Police say they have some good leads in a brutal murder that rattled a small Treasure Valley town. On Your Side's Chris Oswalt talked with police and the victim's family. And Chris, this must be an incredibly tough time for them.
Roland, as you can imagine, the vicious murder of Chris Reese rocked his family. His fiancée Tiffany was so shaken by the crime, she packed up their 4-year-old daughter and moved to Tennessee. 1 month after that murder, police are working around the clock to get justice for Chris. The crime scene tape may be gone, but the investigation is far from over.
I've got 14 of my staff that's been dedicated full-time and is working around the clock.
More than a month after a father, a son, and a brother was viciously murdered inside this Notus gas station, the hunt for the killers rages on as the community sits on edge.
It's actually quite scary. It's very intimidating. We, of course, are a very tight-knit, close community, so what affects our neighbor affects us. It's a little nerve-wracking.
It was just after 3 o'clock on the morning of December 17th when 2 masked men walked into the Jacksons on Highway 2026. The 2 men were armed with guns, one an assault rifle. They shot the clerk, 25-year-old Christopher Reese, to death, robbed the store, and got away with the safe.
This is unusual for this area. I mean, a homicide in itself is certainly a terrific or a significant act, but this was a little bit more violent than we're accustomed to seeing.
Lieutenant Chris McCormick is one of the investigators working the case. He and his colleagues have been following up on hundreds upon hundreds of leads, some more useful than others.
We got some good leads, we really do, but until we have 2 people in custody for Chris's death, we're not going to give up our stance. We're going to still continue to hit this as hard as we have been.
But with nothing solid to go on, Lieutenant McCormick is issuing a plea to the public.
It's a small rural community. Because of that, an odd vehicle is going to stand out, a person's going to stand out, something discarded in a field is going to stand out that they're going to say, this just wasn't supposed to be here.
Something, anything out of the ordinary that may bring justice for Chris.
There's still definitely some sensitive moments, for sure. This is a big city thing.
Investigators say they are following up on every tip called in and are obviously asking anyone with any information, no matter how small you think it might be, to call police. Live in the studio, Chris Oswalt, Fox 9, On Your Side.